to Surviving and Thriving, where we share with you the things that we have learned as we have transitioned our family from struggling to survive disease to thriving right smack dab in the midst of it, in the hopes that something that we share with you will help you, encourage you, and enlighten you as you transition your family from striving to survive disease to thriving right smack dab in the midst of it. Let's talk about self-control today. There is a lot that we go through, y'all, in this walk that that we can't control. We have no control over. But there is a lot that we can control. And one thing that we can absolutely control in life is ourself. We have self-control. Now, we may not want to use it because sometimes we don't want to be that disciplined, and sometimes you just want to go off on somebody. But it ain't right, y'all. You know it ain't right. We got to exhibit some self-control. And things come at us a lot. We have many opportunities to be angry. We have many opportunities to be rushed and hurried, to run around like we don't know what to do, like we're overwhelmed, because we are overwhelmed a lot of times. But we don't have to be that way. We don't have to act like it. You can be in the midst of a storm, but inside you is nothing but calm. You know, we can be in a crisis. Crisis is around us. But what we don't want is crisis to be in us. So it's really important that when you're going through this walk, that you exhibit self-control. That you control your reactions. You control your thoughts. You control your responses. Just because crisis is all around you, just because crisis is happening to you, does not mean that crisis has to be within inside of you. You don't want it to be every time somebody see you, you know, they're like, oh, there she go again. You know, all you talk is crisis. All you act is crisis. All you look is crisis. You know, a lot of things you have to juggle. You hear me, caregivers? You have to juggle a lot of stuff when you're going through this. But just because you're juggling a lot of stuff doesn't mean you have to run around hurried and rushed. You know, come on, we got to go. I got to go here. I ain't got time to talk. I got to do this. I got to do that. Nobody wants to talk to you when you like that. That makes you look like that you have no control over your life, that, you know, your wheels are just spinning, and you're not reliable, you're not dependable, and you have no preparation, no control. You're always one step behind. You're always behind the 8 ball. You're not caught up. You're not able to plan. You're not going towards anything because you're just spinning your wheels. You don't want to look like that. You have a lot of opportunity to be angry. Disease will make you angry. Them doctors, they sure enough will make you angry. But it doesn't mean that you have to be an angry person on the inside. That everybody you talk to, you're barking at and you're roughing at, you know. Somebody say good day to you and you're like, it ain't no good day. You don't want to be like that, y'all. You don't want to be an unpleasant person. You don't want it to change who you are. And if you were an unpleasant person before you started going through disease, you sure enough want to make sure that you're becoming a pleasant person. Because, you know, life is short. And a lot of people can say life is short. But when you're fighting sickness and disease, you have a definite awareness that life is short. And you don't want to leave this earth like that. And you don't want to live on this earth like that. So go ahead and change and become a nicer person. But in this walk, you have a lot of opportunities to live and display behaviors that are not conducive to you transitioning your family to not from surviving, but transitioning to thriving, to having a good life, to being successful in life. And so you want to have control. And part of that having control is, remember we talked about decisions and how every decision that you make will affect your whole life. Every response that you have to everything that happens in life, it is a decision. Now, there is a knee-jerk. There is a fleshly response that wants to take place, but you can control that. You take a moment, you stop, you pause, you breathe, and you choose how you're going to decide to behave, to respond, or who you're going to be in this moment. Sometimes, like when a diagnosis can come, a doctor can come in and they just don't know how to say nothing in a good way, right? So they come in and they say something. Fear may try to come in, but you don't have to just start screaming and running like Henny Penny talking about the sky is falling. You can stop, You can pause. You can take a moment and say, you know what? I refuse to fear. And fear may be trying to come in, and fear may be trying to act, but you don't have to start screaming. You can sit there and look at that doctor and breathe and say, you know what? I hear you, but I don't think that's what it is. Or if you know that's what it is, you can still say, but it ain't gonna turn out like that. You still can keep a positive outlook, a positive reaction. And if you don't have a positive reaction, then you shut up until you can get one. Keep quiet until you know that you can speak right and act right. A lot of times, y'all, when I don't know what to say and I'm shook on the inside, I'll get real quiet. I get real quiet until I can get myself in a place where I can speak and speak right, speak positively, speak appropriately. I'm not going to start running and screaming and crying and doom and gloom is here. I'm not going to do that. And I'm going to tell you something that is really important. Your first reaction is a very important reaction. If something comes to you and they start yelling doom and gloom, and then you start yelling doom and gloom with them, doom and gloom will usually follow. But they can come and give you doom and gloom and tell you this is it. You know, I've been told, you know, you're not going to make it another 4 hours. And you know what my response was? You don't have the authority to tell me that. You didn't give me life. You can't tell me when my life is going to end. I'm going to live. And I ended up living past that. Now, that was what happened with me. And what I have found in life is your first response is a very important response. But it's important. Just because crisis is around you, you don't have to act like there's crisis in you. You can make a decision to stay calm. You can make a decision to be a happy person. You can make a decision to not be rushed, even if you're in a rush. Just because you have a lot going on does not mean your demeanor has to be rushed. You can still be calm. It is so important, y'all, to have a cool, calm, collected spirit in this walk, because so much is going to come at you at all times, you know, and in different directions at one time. And you got to have a calm spirit, because in that place of calm is where your answers come. In that place of calm is where you find direction. But you can have peace in the midst of a storm. You know, isn't it amazing that in the middle of a tornado, in the middle of a hurricane, you just got chaos, lots of wind, lots of violence. There's death in that, because it's just, you know, tearing up stuff and killing all kinds of stuff. And it's just so much chaos, right? And so much destruction. But in the middle of it is an eye. A place of calm, a place of peace. There's no damage in there. There's no destruction in there. It's just still right in the middle of that with all that's going around. So sometimes when you feel like your life is a hurricane, sometimes when you feel like your life is a tornado, remember to find your place of peace. Remember to find your place of calm. And your place of peace and your place of calm starts with a decision. Choose how you're going to behave. Choose how you will feel. Choose how you will respond, how you will act. And don't let your life resemble that which is going on around you. Let your life resemble the peace. Let your persona resemble the peace that is within you. I hope that was helpful. I hope there was something in that you can hear. Remember, in all things, do you. I appreciate the fact that you guys are watching and tuning in. I am going to stop this because this is lawn mowing day, and once again the lawn is getting mowed, and so I'm going to go ahead and stop this video now. But I hope there was something in it that could help you, and I appreciate you watching, and we'll see you next week. Until then, bye.